Hello, Couch Co-opers, Couch Potatoes, and Couch Codependents. This is the Couch Co-op Show, the greatest video game show in the world. I'm Ian, along with Jared.
Hi.
Aaron.
Hello.
And Dave.
Napping on the couch.
Welcome back, Dave.
Hello.
Remember, you can be a part of the conversation by leaving comments and questions over at Twitter and Facebook at Couch Co-op Shows, all one word. Couch Co-op Shows. Remember, no hyphen. Also, you can be watching us stream live right now, like no one else is except ourselves. We're watching ourselves, you know. On Twitter.
I'm the best thing on Twitch right now.
Yeah. Oh,
So
boy.
it's a shame everyone's missing it.
You can be watching us over on Twitch at twitch.tv, the Couch Co-op Show, and we will answer your questions from the chat live if you leave us questions in the chat. But no one's here in the chat, so fuck that.
Well, we have plenty of questions, don't we? So we're all good to go.
That's
That
right.
we do.
We try to go live around 7 p.m. Monday nights. The only reason I say that is because people who, when I podcast and people listen to the podcast, they'd be like, oh, maybe I'll listen to them live on Twitch Monday night sometime.
7 o'clock
7
Pacific time.
Yeah, that's right. You can get the audio version only of our show as a podcast on iTunes and Google Play. Let's get to the show. How are you guys doing tonight?
A lot better than I was yesterday.
Doing good. It's another lovely day in the Northwest.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
It's very warm. We had the air conditioning off. We had to turn the air conditioning off to record the show. It's going to get hot in here.
Yeah.
That's what we do
It gets
best.
hot in here when we're all together anyway.
Yeah. That's what happens when Aaron's in the room.
That's right.
So, yep.
Oh, yeah, well, you know. Or when someone starts farting consecutively in a row.
Oh, yeah.
We have, guys. Dave, it's good to have you back. We missed you last week.
That we did.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
You were down in California drinking all the beers, I believe.
All the
Yeah,
beers.
all the beers, and I brought back 3 gallons of liquor.
Oh,
Awesome.
boy.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotta love those California prices.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get to some news and speculation. News and speculation. Yeah, I'm just gonna start singing now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's pretty good, huh? All right. What the fuck? Monster Hunter World film
I saw
With
that.
Mila Jovovich.
What the hell?
by
Yeah.
Paul Wes Anderson, W.S. Anderson, the guy who did all the Resident Evil movies.
Yeah.
With-
How much does Mila Jovovich charge a movie then? Apparently,
no, they're
not
married.
much.
Her, Paul, and Anderson are married.
That's
That's why she was in
that
all
makes
those.
sense.
That's why they were all in those Resident Evil movies together.
Yeah.
Ah.
They love sex, marriage, make
Film.
movies for super cheap, pocket all the rest of the money. This movie's budget is only
Ah.
going to be $60 million.
Only? Wow.
Only.
Yeah, but like for Monster Hunter,
Give me 60 million.
oh yeah, give me $60 million.
Give me
Anyway,
60 million.
anyway,
Yeah.
I have big problems with this. First of all, none of those Resident Evil movies are really that good.
But they made tons of money.
Amen.
They
Man.
did
They
make tons
did.
of money, but I didn't care about Resident Evil. I care a lot about
Monster Hunter?
Monster Hunter. But you know what? Resident Evil, Capcom, Monster Hunter, Capcom. They understand the money of things.
Mhm.
Are they going to have cats serving you meals?
I doubt it. You know what? I honestly doubt
You
it.
should.
I bet this will be
It should. That would be epic.
I bet it'll be a dark and gritty film, and all this other. There'll be some. She'll be like a cat person, but they won't lean full into the cutesy, crazy Japaneseness of Monster Hunter.
I really hope they do. That
Yeah, that'd be
that
nice.
would be so charming.
Not for
but
$60 million.
they'll make it a very American audience kind of a movie.
Yeah.
Should we buy tickets as the couch and go watch it?
We will. If this happens, we will go see it.
Yeah, that sounds like a good night out.
And I'm just gonna shit on this movie.
Oh, we should go somewhere where you can get beers, and then we can just
Cinetopia?
like do a mystery theater.
Do they still do that thing where like you can like they have a Twitter thing and you can like just post shitty Twitter comments while the movie's going and it like rolls the Twitter comments next to it? Have you seen this?
I've never seen that, but
Yeah,
it
so
sounds
there's
like
there's places like movies where they do an overlay, like a Twitter overlay or something, and like while you're watching the movie, you can shitty Twitter comments, and like it's basically like
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
That does
Anyway.
sound quite fun.
That's probably not gonna happen. Anyway, I was like taken aback by this. I wanted to see like a Jurassic Park level Monster Hunter World awesome film.
And so what you're gonna get is
We're
like
not. We're gonna get the fucking
Sharknado level.
Oh, God.
No, you know what? Sharknado is too high of praise. We're getting the Transmorphers here of Transformer films. I mean, that's like GoBots level
Yeah.
bullshit.
Oh, God.
Well,
Anyway.
while we're on the topic of Monster Hunter, it was announced for Switch that they're remastering the 3DS version of Monster Hunter Generations for the Switch.
Look at Jared staying on topic.
Right?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Hey, it's Monster Hunter, so let's go for it.
Hey, I told Jared that like if it came down, it's just a like kind of a port of the double cross that was on
3DS.
3D. Well, yeah, whatever.
Which was probably a port already anyways.
Yes.
But, I mean, you can play online with 3DS users, so at least they're making it cross-platform. And I guess people with 3DS can transfer their save over to the Switch, so...
I guess that version of the
that's good.
game has way more monsters and shit than the current Monster Hunter world.
Well,
but-
in the trailer, I saw a dragon with, like, rocket wings.
Yes. It
So
has
that's awesome.
like jet engines coming out of its wings or some shit. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that was awesome. I want to at least check it out when it gets a little cheaper, but...
Will it ever be cheaper? Probably not.
I don't know. It'll be interesting
Nope.
to see. Maybe I should go back and look at some of the 3DS reviews or something. Get a little more interested.
All right. And if you want some more classic shit, Nintendo Entertainment System Classic back in stock in June. If you missed it, they're restocking it.
What?
Yay.
Oh my goodness.
Don't you need it?
No.
No, but still nice
Surely
to
you
know.
get the Switch online and you just get all those games for free.
Oh, you heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pay attention once in a while.
Oh, goodness.
I didn't know this. What?
Okay, well, before we go into that, let's talk about this classic. It's interesting. Like, they're not. Is the Super Nintendo still in stock?
From time to time, you can find it in different stores.
If you really want it, you can find it.
There's
Yeah.
still a tag on the shelf at Fred Meyer, so I think they pop in every couple weeks and they'll have like 3 units or something and
Oh, that's-
disappear in a day.
That's interesting because it's interesting to me that like the Nintendo Classic's the more rare one, and that they're restocking it. I would figure that the Super Nintendo would be the more rare one.
Well, you can
Well-
always just go buy a Raspberry Pi.
Well, I
That's
think
true.
Nintendo learns lessons every once in a while and maybe corrects their mistakes.
You mean they do that?
Yeah, I think such a limited stock of something so popular, they shouldn't have ended so quickly. I mean, they like money, so just keep making them.
And they like
Keep spurting that Nintendo glaze
And they
over
like
everything.
they
Oh,
like
yeah.
money so much, guys, that they finally announced their online streaming, or their online not streaming, but their online service.
Yep.
And it's not. I mean, you get like at first you're getting like 20 games, you're getting cloud saves, and you're getting being able to play online with people for $20 a year, which is not too bad.
Yeah, the
that's-
price is right.
That's
Sounds
great.
decent.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't ask more. But for 20
Don't get-
NES games, usually if they do a virtual console, those games are $5 a piece.
Don't give them ideas.
Of which they
Jared.
said Virtual Console is no more.
Nope, they say they're done.
Don't
Well,
give
let's
them
face it,
ideas.
most Nintendo fanboys have already bought those games
At
like
least
3 or
three
4
times,
times.
yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
they've
Th-
made the money.
This has very little impact. I was, I'll probably get it. It'll be fun to play some of those games, and
Yeah,
I
and
want to play online.
And
So
it's $20.
I have
Whatever.
Rocket League. I imagine Rocket League is going to require me to play, to play
Probably.
online.
It never occurred to me that Rocket League on the Switch was not online. How does that even work?
Well, right now the online is free,
Ah, okay.
and then in September they've already announced that then you're going to start paying for it. So,
Okay.
yeah. So if I want to continue to play online, I'm going to have to buy the
I just
service.
assumed there wasn't an online service before
Oh, no.
this one that was announced.
They have a wonderful online service called Free right now, but then. So now we're gonna have to pay $20 a year, and my added bonus is that I get cloud saves and access to this Nintendo library. They haven't really said how that's gonna work. Are those 20 games, free forever? Are they gonna rotate games out?
I have a feeling it's going to be more of a Netflix style subscription, but they probably
Yeah, as
starting
long-
out with 20. I have a feeling it's also going to be like a few are released a month or something.
Right.
But they still have past E3 to announce this. It's going to be in September, so they have a lot of time to flesh out the details. The thing that concerns me the most, because eventually I'll probably play something online with that, but hi Ian, but
Hey.
you'll have to use their terrible app and cords, and I don't know, it's kind of a mess for their voice chat system because you can't just connect it to your console. It has to be through a mobile app. So I don't know about that.
Yeah, the voice chat thing is kind of bullshit. Like, what to require you to have an app on a service that you should just like? Why doesn't what were they thinking? I don't know. I think it's stupid to require me to have another mobile device to run the chat in the game outside of just. It should just work on the console like any other fucking console ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Um,
talking last gen tech.
Like, and at this point, you don't have fucking smart enough engineers that haven't figured out a way to do it within the console yet. I feel like this is a very not. I don't know. That's kind of stupid and kind of like $20 a year is worth it, because I don't think I would pay any more for that. Like, this is the one. Like, we get. So if we think about it, all the other services, what, like Sony is like $50 a month.
60.
Yeah,
Or
60.
60 a year, 60 a year for Xbox Live as
So
well.
they're about. And
Yeah.
what are we getting with those services? We're getting online play.
You
We're
get
getting chat.
you get a AAA game every month, pretty much, and a couple of other games.
cloud saves.
Yeah.
We get cloud saves. That's the other thing. This is the other weird thing that people have been talking about. Like, all the consoles you can save externally. Like, you can save to a USB card for a backup save free.
Yeah,
The only way you're being able to get an extra save to save your saves from your console for the Switch is by paying.
Yeah, so right now, until that happens, if your system breaks, you're SOL.
You're
you
screwed.
just
Pretty
don't
much.
have your saves.
oh, good times.
Yeah, right.
Fantastic.
Having said that, is it that big a deal? Because I don't remember the last time I actually
You know
saved
what?
my saves.
You say this, and
but it is on the cloud, so
here's the thing. When my PS3 died back in whatever day that was,
It's
I
been a while.
had never thought that my I've never had a console die on me. And then I had my console die on me, and I was like, oh shit, all these games I've been playing. But I was a Plus member, and I had them all they were all saving to the cloud. So when I got my new PS3, I was able to just save all those and continue on without any issue.
But that's what I mean when I say like saving for free locally on a USB stick or whatever.
No
I've
one-
never done that.
Yeah,
so.
no, exactly.
Well, yeah, because we have cloud saves. Like as
Exactly.
I mentioned a few episodes ago, when I got my PS4 Pro, I just plugged in my external hard drive with all my games and downloaded a few saves from the cloud, and I was ready to go. And it's all the setup it took.
It's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Nintendo's doing what they're doing. Isn't it like $4 a month or some shit? Like $3.99 a month and
Yeah.
$7.99 for like a half a month or
Yeah,
something.
I'm actually
Sounds
kind of
about right.
surprised they have tiers, because $20 is such a low entry fee for that for a whole year.
Like, why would you need tiers in that respect?
Yeah, at some point maybe do I don't know, $7 for 3 months or 20 for a year and call it good.
Or somebody that's like, oh crap, I need to upgrade or buy a new system because mine's on the fritz. So they'll spend $4 to have their online saves, do their swap, and they're done. I guess.
Who knows?
I don't know, but whatever. Go Nintendo, you're trying to catch up. Yay!
Really,
Right.
These are Nintendo owners. Let's quit applying logic to it.
really
and
the
we'll just
only,
go.
really the only thing they need to work on to make their service the best is that fucking chat bullshit. That's really the only thing. Like, if you could put chat in your console and not on an app, we'll be fine.
But then all those little kiddie ears might hear someone say the F word.
But who cares?
It'd
Anyway,
be on the app anyways.
what kids are playing the Switch? It's all these old fat Nintendo fanboys.
I don't know.
Ian, you shouldn't call yourself fat.
I
I'm
saw.
not a-
It's
I'm
just
not
the
a fanboy. I'm not a fanboy.
It's just the camera.
I'm
well,
not a-
there's
I'm
two
not a-
people in this room that have Switches.
It's true. This
Yeah.
side, this half of it right here. But
Yeah.
Jared might be a fanboy.
But-
I am not.
It's just the camera making you look.
But I
fat,
really
if that's
like-
any
I really
good.
love the
Right.
console. I think the console is brilliant.
I think back as late as maybe the GameCube, I was a fanboy, but then the Wii came out, and then I didn't have the Wii. I didn't buy the Wii U, and didn't buy any of the handheld systems past that. So my fanboyism stuff disappeared a decade ago.
All right. We talked about enough about Nintendo. We got to move on.
Enough of that.
Walmart leaks a bunch of shit,
Yeah, they did.
That's all incorrect.
but the only one that seems to be accurate is Rage 2. We got a teaser trailer today. We get gameplay trailer tomorrow,
Tuesday.
which is
Which
Tuesday,
is tomorrow.
which is tomorrow.
So I watched that and I was like, I don't remember the original Rage. And then I watched some more and it was like, I swear this is Fallout 3
Huh.
or Fallout 4.
It's
you
like
know.
Fallout Burn. It's like
Yeah.
Fallout : Borderlands.
You can tell they're going for a stupid, goofy attitude like Borderlands. So I'm interested to see what they do with the content inside the game. or even the graphic style, if they're going to do more realistic, because they tried really hard to make it look as good as they could in Rage,
Yeah.
the original, but I'm kind of curious if they're going to go with a more artistic approach to everything this time around.
I gotta be honest. I didn't Rage the first game. I was like over my don't care.
I was interested, but I never picked it up.
Nah.
And then
Yeah.
Rage 2, when this Walmart leak dropped, it's like, oh, Rage 2 was the most shocking. Like, why the fuck are they making this game? Like, who wants this?
Right?
And then it became, and then I thought all this was bullshit until Bethesda started like on
Yeah.
all their Twitter posts and
Ripping
shit.
on Walmart.
They're like ripping on him and saying all this stuff and making all these jokes. And it's like, oh, this game is real. Does that mean a lot of that shit that they posted from Walmart was real in Canada? Thank you, Walmart Canada, for ruining E3 for a lot of us. Anyway,
Possibly.
I don't care about this game at all. I mean,
Zero interest here.
Brown Games, man, they tire me out, man.
Open world games with no like distinct
Color scheme.
no distinct missions.
Oh.
It's like
It's like Mad Max. It's like more Mad Max. It's like I played Mad Max. It's kind of fun, but it gets so bland and tiring after a while. And I guess this one has like some pink. Why? I didn't.
what is with the pink
I
paint?
didn't, I didn't watch the teaser. I have no idea, guys. What's with the pink shit? What's with the pink? I've seen some photos of like a lot of pink.
Yeah, I saw all sorts of like Big Ben with a pink anarchy sign on it, and I'm like, what's with the pink? I don't get it.
I don't know.
Maybe somebody should write in and tell us why they liked
Yeah.
Rage. What was it about Rage that you really enjoyed?
I know Josh,
Shut us up.
Infamous Tomato. He's told me many a time that that's a great game, and I don't know, man. It just was never something I was like super interested in. You know what I did? Here I'm gonna tell you this. Rage, they had a mobile game on iOS. I played that. It's like a on rails shooter. Not that good.
Mobile on rails shooter. Yeah,
Didn't
that's
sound good.
thumbs up on that.
Anyway.
So that was Ian's mobile 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Anyway, Walmart, they leaked a bunch of other stuff, though. There was like a Just Cause 4. There was Gears of War 5. For Forza Horizon 5,
Well,
there hasn't even been a Horizon Forza 4 yet. But
Step back a minute. That was the other bit I didn't get. You've got Just Cause 4 and you've got Rage 2, and Rage 2 is going to be done by Avalanche Studios. And is Just Cause 4 going to be done by them as well? Like,
Yep.
how's that going to work?
Those guys are just, you know what? All you other studios suck at your job. Avalanche Studios can make like 20 games at one time.
Yeah.
They're super talented.
Okay.
It's like an avalanche. They just start making it, and it's just and just like boom.
It's-
At the end
it's
of it,
just
there's a
snowball.
game. Snowball. There's a game at the
But
end.
what if someone just shit off the top of the hill and it's not actually a snowball?
I have no idea, Dave. That's okay. Let's rewind that in. All right. Anyway, there's a bunch of, you probably already heard the news about that whole Walmart debacle. You can read about it. There's other games. Anyway, something interesting. Rocket League Rocket Pass. There's going to be a premium version and a free version. Much like I think like Fortnite has a free version and you play and you occasionally get awards. And if you pay, then you get awards all the time. And this is basically all just cosmetic stuff.
That's cool.
I think it's cool. I think it's
Yeah.
just Rocket League continually trying to be relevant, continually trying to tap the market and make money for their game. Clearly, Rocket League is a force that,
They put
everyone's
a lot of effort into that game, and they're
Right.
constantly upgrading it and tweaking it.
and everyone's ripping off Battle Royale, but why not rip off ideas from Battle Royale? So not necessarily Battle Royale, but like, hey, Fortnite's doing this thing with the tiers. You get the free, you get this stuff, you pay or you don't pay. I totally still understand. I can play Rocket League for free, and occasionally I'll get rewards. If I want all the cool rewards, I can pay a monthly season pass, get the rewards or not. But it's interesting. That's cool that Rocket League is just these guys have, how old is this game?
Did they announce if that's going to be on all platforms?
Probably. I didn't. You know what? I did
That
not
makes
look into that,
sense.
but I would imagine that's something they're going to move into with all platforms.
Because I would download that in 5 seconds if it was on the Switch,
Well, I have it on Switch.
but I don't.
Well, maybe you
I-
have to buy it.
I don't
You
want
still,
to.
you still have to buy the game, I think.
I don't have all the money.
No, the
That's
game is
true.
usually on sale. Anyway, Rocket League, man, what a force! That game has been around,
Yep.
just trying to stay relevant in this climate. keep trying to make money. It's awesome. Next news. Platinum Games has a top secret game that they're working on. Obviously, they're working on Bayonetta 3 at Nintendo.
Scalebound 2.
Scalebound Origins.
Yeah.
They have a game, and supposedly it's a game that's gonna change the way we think of like action games. Like it's gonna like blow our minds. And
Cool.
As
See it when I believe it.
the
So
only reason this is in the
engaging
news,
hyper mode in 3, 2, 1.
the only reason this is in the news is because I am such a huge Platinum fan. They make so many of the games I love. I am really excited to see what this is. What can they do to the action game genre that hasn't been done to like take it to the next level? I like that. I love that audacity. Anyway, God of War, 4th straight week at UK #1 in sales.
Woo.
Game's destroying it.
Impressive.
Letting Dave borrow my copy so he can finally play it. He's probably gonna beat it before Aaron does.
Hey.
Anyway,
And I don't play any games.
and we're going to end the news on a sad note. Despite just launching their brand new Battle Royale game, Radical Heights, to some pretty popular praise from some streamers, Boss Key is shutting down the studio behind Lawbreakers. Lawbreakers didn't do very well. They attempted one last stand with Radical Heights, but a little too late. Boss Key is shutting down. This is the studio run by Cliff Bleszinski, the man behind Unreal Tournament and God of War.
Gears of War.
Or
dude.
Gears of
Oh.
War. Sorry,
Come
my
on,
bad.
man.
Whatever. I was thinking of Fortnite because he was originally the guy that announced Fortnite up on the E3 studio
Back in the day.
back in the day because he was an epic dude. He's an epic guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, God of War, Gears of War. What? They're too close. They're too close. Anyway.
GOW.
Anyway, that's just sad. I mean, Radical Heights seem kind of positive. I kind of think like someone might swoop in there and save that, but maybe not. We'll see.
I would assume they're going to sell off their IPs.
You know what would be funny is if like Fortnite swooped in and saved it.
Well, here's
And
how
there's,
it'll
like,
happen.
Radical Heights mode in
Yeah.
Fortnite.
They'll all split off, create 4 more studios, and it'll be awesome.
Will it? Bosky was pretty small, I think. They
Yeah.
weren't a big studio, so
Yeah. But like Radical Heights, I think they released like pre-alpha
yeah.
is when that came out.
I think they released it to try and get hype and like get money.
Yeah, try and
Yeah.
get the next round of funding.
Save us, please.
Please.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know what Cliff Bleszinski's gonna do, but I mean, he's a cool dude, so hopefully he sticks to it and does something in the industry.
Hey, I have a question. Do video game developers get royalties like film actors and shit?
I believe they don't very often anymore unless you're like the George Lucas. Back in the early days.
So Cliff Bleszinski was like the CEO of Epic, and he was like the game director of Gears of War. Gears of War, not God of War.
Back in the Atari days, when they first started talking about game developers, you used to get a percentage of royalties, and then in the early disc days, you got more of a percentage of royalties because it became more about like the kind of movie stars, directors. People would buy the game because it had someone's name on it. But then as the teams got larger into the like 16-bit era, you lost that kind of like 2 or 3 man group, and I believe, and because games were more expensive to make, I believe they started doing more like what do they call it? Forwards, you know, where you pay someone to do it ahead of time.
Right.
And then it became harder and harder to get the royalties back. And now, unless you're like a super rock star or you own the company, I think that's the only way people actually get royalties. If you have a stake in the company, that you get a percentage of the profit.
The only thing I've really heard of to date is some studios may get a bonus from the publisher if the Metacritic hits a certain score. But past that, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
about
more of
any
a
other
performance
royalties.
It kind of
Yeah, performance,
encouragement.
but
It's more of a bonus than royalties.
yeah, nobody really talks about the finances, how that all works in the industry.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of retro stuff, and back in the 8-bit days when it was smaller crews, it would be like Atari brought that in where the programmer would get royalties on the game.
All right, guys. I have a little tiny piece of news that's not really video game. It's more podcast related. the Portland Podcast Festival has sent out save the dates for November 9th and 10th, 2018. I'm hoping that we
Ooh.
get selected to podcast at this show
That'd be
That would
cool.
be pretty cool.
in front of a live studio audience.
Can our listeners help us with that?
At this point, I have no details on that.
Well,
But eventually, I hope at some point maybe this will be something that happens. It would be very exciting to do this.
yeah, keep jamming us in your ear holes, listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let's dude, we have some serious listener questions this week. And we're going to start off with Wayne Culver Hall IV.
Hi, Wayne.
Hi, Wayne. Wayne is my cousin, actually.
Oh.
Oddly, I maybe he
I'm
listens.
sorry, Wayne.
I'm sorry. I guess he listens to the show. I don't know.
Apparently. Maybe.
This is so it's a couch co-op, and I think he's taking couch co-op a different direction. His is a board game question.
Ooh.
Board games.
Okay.
Old school couch co-op.
Yes.
What should I get? Spirit Island or Gloomhaven? Now, when I read this initially, I was like, are these video games? What are
Sounds like
these? So I had to
expansion.
Google these.
Me
Both
too.
board games.
Huh.
Spirit Island is kind of what is going on with the
Whoa.
Your DualShock 4 disconnected, bro.
oh
Yeah.
hit it on,
Hit-
Aaron. Oh, we're having technical difficulties. Push any button to continue, Aaron. Push the X button. Save us.
I don't know
Yeah.
any. I don't know what the.
Oh,
any
it's back
button
on. Oh, we're back
Hey.
on.
I don't.
We do actually exist.
I
Holy
don't know what
shit.
the any button is. I'm
Anyway,
confused.
Mhm.
I didn't know what Spirit Island was or Gloomhaven. I googled it. Spirit Island's like a tactical like strategy game, and Gloomhaven's like this like crazy RPG. So my smartass answer was my smartass answer was watch buy them both, but ultimately I'm gonna go with Gloomhaven.
My smart arse answer is get whichever one you feel would get the most players among your friends, because there's no use having a board game that you can't play with someone. And
Well, he has people that want to play with him.
yeah, but whichever one you feel is going to be the most popular and that people are going to enjoy, get that one first, and then go from there.
Hey, Aaron, I think you have to show the controller to the
Oh, god damn it.
to the screen. I think it's like where is it?
Get it to work,
Where
boy.
is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is.
Hey.
Hit AR Studio. Middle button. Oh, the pad. Yeah, there you go.
This is PlayStation for beginners.
Yes. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, wow,
it's
it's having you
it's
start
totally
from
fucking us.
everything?
Just hit everything. Why is it making us
Jeez.
start? I thought I had the. Oh my
Okay.
God. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, guys.
Back to the board games.
Back to the board games. No, that's it. I just like I mean, Jared, what did you find out about the games, Jared?
That they were board games. And I
They were-
stopped.
they were
Board
board
games aren't
games.
my thing, but I'll play some with my daughter. Is about it. Someday I might get into the more expensive ones. They sound like a lot of fun. I listen to Jeff Kanata's reviews a lot on that, and some of them sound very in depth. And finding the time to play half of those seems like a challenge in its own. But if you're into board games, just get the one. That
Yeah, half the
is-
time with board games, it takes 3 or 4 plays through just to establish
out
the
the
rules,
Yeah,
and
it
how
takes-
how the game works.
All right.
Get the one that's more simple for friends and family to learn if you're wanting to play with people that don't normally do board games.
All right, Wayne. I'm saying Gloomhaven, and I'm thinking
I say Isle.
any
Was-
board game that costs $400. That's the game you need to buy.
No, don't
Take
do
it.
that.
Whichever one has a science fiction feel.
There was also some pretty nice cleavage on some of the characters. So anyway, let's move on. Brother Shipley asks if it could be completely remastered and updated visually, but with exact content, story, etc. What game would you choose? So what video game would you want completely remastered? You can't change the story or gameplay, but the visuals get completely overhauled. I feel like we've answered this before. Did we answer this before?
It's a good variation on the question. I suppose it depends on how far back you want to go.
Go, Dave. What do you want?
Other than worshipping at the Church of Shipley, I would. I think I would really like to see Syndicate Wars redone on a modern system, because I played the PlayStation version recently and the graphics were a little aged and all the rest of it. I just imagine what we could do now with like 4 players controlling everyone, and the mechanic the mechanics pretty good. Other than that, most games from the Xbox 360 onwards, I would say they're not games that I would want to see redone because the difference would be reasonably small.
Syndicate Wars. Jared, what about you?
I'm trying to think of specific games, but I think Nintendo 64 era games, because all of them look terrible but may have played well. Geez, so
You're thinking Super Mario or GoldenEye or
no, something like maybe Aaron mentioned it earlier. Actually, Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh.
Yeah, that game's dirty and
well,
it's
didn't they remake that for
great.
the original Xbox?
They made a new game.
Ah, that was a new one.
Yeah, but if they remastered that with all the original content, that thing would be golden.
Aaron, what do you got?
I'd say
Don't be conkers.
no. I'd say Legend of Dragoon. I played the PlayStation one, and they teased
Man, that's
it. for
all you ever
PS3.
say is that game.
Well, that's a good game, man. They did the other remasters of other
Well,
games.
Legend
or-
of Legaia.
That was a good
or,
one too. I like that one.
Xenogears.
I never played Xenogears.
Yeah, just throw a bunch of RPG names out there on PlayStation 1 era. And
Jared Wars.
yeah.
Legend of Jared Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's got to be a game named
Jared and the
Legend of
Golden
Jared Wars
Chalice.
out there.
Well, they did remaster the GoldenEye game, and I thought that was gonna be exciting. But it just looked like a giant turd. So that was.
Oh, just like the original game.
No, the original GoldenEye was pretty good.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
It was in its time, yes.
Yes,
We've
it
had
was
this
great at-
conversation.
Sometimes it's better not to go back.
Yeah.
But they remastered that, and it just looked like a big diarrhea shit of game.
That sounds like a very angry video game nerd comment.
Yeah.
Diarrhea Shit Brothers 2.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what happened there with that. But
Okay.
I just want I keep
Legend
preaching
of Dragoon. Okay, we
Legend
got
of
you. We got
Dragoon.
you.
Alright,
We got
okay.
it. We got a broken record over there.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Jesus.
it.
All right.
Exactly.
And I'm not gonna be a broken record. I'm
Okay.
not gonna say Metal Gear Solid again because I just bought Twin Snakes from Brad Stevens,
Yay.
and I'm gonna be playing that on the GameCube, which probably needs to be remastered for HD. But I'm not gonna choose that. I'm gonna say fuck remasters. Can we just get new fucking games? All right. Next
Yes,
question, Miss Brother Shipley.
Oh.
If you could only play
Ah.
one console for the rest of time,
Oh.
which would you choose?
Oh God, that'd be hard.
These are listener questions, folks.
No,
You gotta.
no, that's easy. Because I've made this similar comment before that I don't really have a favorite past console that I would play over the current ones because the games just keep getting better. So I would stick with my PS4.
Boom, Aaron.
I had to go with the Dreamcast. I as one of the first like.
Wait. Is Legends of Dragoon on the Dreamcast?
No,
Then why would the fuck would you pick that console?
because at the time it
The
was.
favorite game.
Yeah, your favorite game's not on it.
Well, I had other games.
And
I
it's
liked
not
on
backwards compatible.
Well,
with your
you got
favorite
like the
game.
best version of Soul Calibur, guys. Come on.
Wait.
Okay.
Was Legends of Dragoon on Super Nintendo?
No,
PS1.
PS1. It was only PS1.
There might be a PS1 emulator for Dreamcast.
Well, you could play it on PS3
Yeah.
then.
Oh, there is actually.
Is there?
No,
Yeah,
there's a
it
teaser.
came on the disc and
Aaron.
they got sued to out
Yeah.
of existence.
Aaron, you're covered. You got
Yeah.
Legends of Dragoon. Dreamcast it is,
Oh
brother.
yeah, with your Dreamcast, you could
Well,
play Genesis,
there was
Super
also-
Nintendo, and PS1 games.
There was also the.
You're set.
Well, there was other games on there too. I like Crazy Taxi. There was Bliss 2000,
Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur, and there was
Power Stone.
yeah.
Shinmu.
I actually liked that game on there. It was really nice playing. But I had to say Dreamcast just because it was such a fun system to play. And even when I borrowed it from friends, I didn't want to give it back. I love that system.
Cool. Dave?
I'm gonna go with the Xbox 360.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh my!
Just all the good games on there. Left 4 Dead. I was
Damn,
gonna say
I
God of
think-
War for a minute, and then
That-
my mind was like,
PlayStation exclusive.
Modern Warfare, and I just Rocksmith. I just had a good time with that console.
Yeah, and those games age well.
They did age pretty
Yeah,
well,
the
didn't they?
graphics are modern enough that they're not terrible, and you're not looking at them going ugh. And there's just so many games on that system that I didn't get time to play that I would like to play. So
There's no way I can just say PC, right?
Yeah, it's whatever.
I guess you said console, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, that is the question.
You,
'Cause I mean,
yeah, you don't have to break all
Well,
the questions.
the other difference is there's not like a first generation PC, fifth generation PC.
I'd probably, honestly,
Yeah, he'd play on original 486 games on Windows. and-
Yeah.
I'd probably just go with Jared. I'd probably just go with PS4.
Well, yeah, I
that would-
played. I think
that would
I
probably be my second choice.
It's hard
Yeah,
to say
that's
which
definitely a solid
system I've
second.
played the most on nowadays. Is it PS3 or PS4? Maybe when I was a kid, Super Nintendo, but it's hard to say. Yeah, even I don't know. It's such a weird thing. Like how many hours I put into all these games. It's a little easier to track, I guess, because there's trophies since PS3. But
Right.
As a kid, back in the day, I had endless quantities of time. So
Jared, you seem to have a brown bottle problem.
It's not
well,
like the-
what do I need to make it?
there we go.
Yeah.
You
Anyway,
compensating.
Hey, boom, jeez, okay. Anyway,
Oh,
moving
Dave,
on.
Oh, Dave.
Nick DeWin, 2-part question. First part, if I get an Xbox One X, would there be enough benefit to upgrade from a 1080p to a 4K TV if I'm sitting 10 feet away? Yes, the answer is yes. You can tell
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It makes
2
sure
inches away, you can tell the difference between 1080p and 4K. It is
Yeah.
as a video expert, professional producer in television,
Just
you can tell the difference.
spend the extra money on the HDR.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
You must.
having seen
Yeah.
Jared's PlayStation Pro with the HDR 4K,
And we're not 10
it
feet away. We're
definitely-
like
yeah.
8 feet away, maybe?
It
Yeah,
definitely makes a difference. And considering the Xbox X is a more powerful PlayStation Pro, basically,
Yeah,
Yeah,
the difference should be even better.
4K is not like this like ghost like random bullshit. You will notice a difference.
And
Yeah.
if you need a new TV, then
Well,
4K
okay.
TVs are like $500 for a big
4K
55-inch
4K
TV.
HDR. The
well,
one thing you need
keep in mind with the Xbox One X, you actually have a 4K Blu-ray player.
That's true. you
So
do.
it comes with all the bells and whistles on that. So if you want to watch your 4K movies, if you're going to buy any of those.
a news piece I didn't put in today, but they released the first 120 hertz monitor. So that's a 120 frame monitor, and that was like 1400. So TVs will probably start following that thing, and you're gonna start getting some more expensive
Well-
TVs because of frame rate. So like when you get, because technically Xbox One X can do uncapped frame rate, so there's gonna be some uncappedness going on. So you can probably get some really cool shit.
You want to be
Um,
careful because I know the Xbox X supports like variable frame rates to prevent tearing and stuff.
Exactly.
So you want to make sure that the 4K TV you get supports that for your best experience.
Well, most TVs at this point are only like
Yeah.
60 hertz anyway. So.
And HDR is a kind of nebulous spec. Just make sure
It's
it
going to be a
ha-
little
has
more
the one you
expensive.
have.
Yeah. Because like a lot of just 1080p TVs have HDR. But like a lot
Yeah.
of low-end 4K don't have
I'm not
it
sure
for
which the
cheap.
Xbox X supports, but there's like Dolby HDR. There's 3 or 4 different types of HDR, so you just want to make sure whichever one the Xbox outputs is what your TV supports.
Basically, Nick, yes, buy the Xbox One X. Yes, upgrade
Just
to a
do
4K
it.
TV. Make sure it's HDR.
Do your research.
The
Make the two
second
play
thing
nicely.
is an audio thing. Opinions on Dolby Atmos home theater versus soundbar versus headphones. This is a very difficult and bizarre thing. There's a few games that are mixed down to Atmos. There are movies, if you get the Xbox One X, that will be mixed to Atmos. But you're going to want a full theater room for that because
Yeah.
that's a lot of speakers.
Yeah, how many speakers is Atmos?
That's a shitload of speakers.
Yeah.
I don't-
Because
They're
Atmos is
surrounded by
in the
speakers.
ceiling as well. That's
yeah,
like
it's all
above
over
you.
that's a lot of shit to deal with.
Ceiling,
That's
Yeah,
like
it's fully
behind you,
three-dimensional.
left, right.
and that's
Yeah.
like a couple subwoofers. That's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to
If-
be costs.
If
So-
you have the space and money, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Because a sound bar, you're just going to get the sound.
Well, here's the
That's true.
here's the answer to your question: is what do you play the well? At least to narrow it down a bit, what do you play on most now? I mean, if you just play on headphones all the time, it's not worth really spending the money on
Exactly.
anything better.
I want to say one thing. Headphones are always going to be, honestly, probably the best situation in any case because you're extremely isolated
Yeah.
and it's ultimately they're just a stereo pair of speakers, but they're going to be mixed to a point where you're going to hear everything. Now, you're not going to feel it like you would with subs in an Atmos. You won't feel the boo in your chest, but sound-wise, you're going to hear everything. You're going to hear every detail.
Yeah, and do you have a family that goes to bed early and so you don't want to play with the speakers on, or is your media room away from where everyone sleeps in the house? I mean,
there's a lot of like just standard surround sound is still like a viable option because Atmos is like that's an aggressively expensive choice.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Xbox
Very
One X
expensive.
does support it. So
if money
Yes,
is
it does. It does.
If you have the means and if you can actually use it, like my house, I never really have a chance to use anything loud. I always have headphones on for movies and games and everything. So it wouldn't be viable for somebody like me. But if you have like a nice media room and a perfect setup for that,
I think that's where it comes down to is if the room that you play your video games and watch TV in is your living room, it's not worth it.
Well,
If you have a dedicated media room where you have a TV set up and that is your room where you go and play, then it may be worth it.
not a lot of games are mixed in Atmos. And not every movie is currently mixed in Atmos. A lot of them are.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a system that not 100% of content is mixed for.
I don't know if any of the digital movies that you buy are in Atmos. It might only come off of the 4K discs.
Probably not because
So
it's,
if you plan on spending $25 or more on a movie every time you want to watch one, Atmos would be great. But past that, I couldn't recommend that.
like I couldn't even say it. Like it doesn't even say it on God of War if it is.
But you can buy the Atmos receiver, and if more content comes with it or the games start having it, then you can upgrade your speakers.
Yeah, that is always an option.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't cost too much more to get a system that you could upgrade to Atmos later.
Although it's kind of like the HDR issue where you've got a couple of competing standards, and sometimes it's better to let these things settle out a little.
All right,
Yeah.
To be able
Atmos.
to use the same
Atmos-
speakers.
Atmos, no, because not all the media is there yet. It's expensive.
Yeah.
Soundbar is a great choice. Headphones are a great choice. There you go.
Nice.
Moving on. Josh, the infamous tomato.
X.
He's asking, why are handheld games obsolete? I'm going to say they're not.
Yeah,
the
I don't
Switch,
know.
the
You
Switch,
kidding
the Switch says basically flies in the face of that.
That's what everybody wants. I don't play it on my TV.
And mobile games, obviously handheld, technically.
I played one today.
There's some good ones.
Everyone's playing Fortnite on mobile games. And Jared playing whatever he's playing.
Basically, it's got to the stage now where a mobile can output graphics, given the size of its screen, that are just as good as a PlayStation 4, given the pixel resolution. And although having said that, I don't play any mobile games.
Yeah, and
They're
like
not-
things like the PlayStation Vita, that's just it wasn't really supported or promoted by Sony very well, but a lot of developers still release games for it. So it's still like a viable system, super popular in Japan still, but America for some reason just can't get on the bandwagon with that.
Yeah, I heard they were releasing Stardew Valley for Vita.
Yeah,
Just
that
brand
was in the
new.
news today. That's right.
It's like, the Vita isn't dead, guys. I think the Switch proves that handheld games still have a place. The fact that you can play console quality game in your hand, and then Dave is just ripping farts. Anyway, Switch, handheld, and then you can console onto your TV. The Switch's success, I think a lot of people you talk to them, a majority of them are playing it handheld. I don't think it's dead. I don't think it's obsolete format.
It's
I was
not.
surprised to see that the Switch had South Park Fractured Butthole on it,
And
and a few other kind of more racy adult games.
the 3DS still sells like hotcakes.
That it does.
When do you think that'll die? When do you think they're gonna give up on the 3DS?
They're still supporting it, making new games. So
Yeah, 'cause
no time soon.
It seems like the Switch is the kind of destination where you can play it on your big TV if you want, but it's also portable enough.
But they're gonna start slowing down on the 3DS, right? That's
Well,
going away.
Past 3DS, what can they do? They have the Switch. So what's the point of releasing a new handheld console?
Yeah.
Switch 3D.
Yeah, right.
I'll let it go. All right, let's move on. Ryan Anthony Chase, I believe, but Ryan Chase. When is it truly time for a game developer to retire a franchise? Example, Street Fighter, Assassin's Creed.
Mass Effect 3.
That's the time?
Yeah. Make your trilogy, get it done with. It's kind of like Star Wars. Make your original trilogy. Don't bother with the remakes. And okay, the last couple have been all right, but
Under normal circumstances, I would agree with Dave, but in this particular situation, I do not. I will say this. I do think they need to give him hiatus, time to sleep and rest. But I do think there are times when like you need to like people. You know what? Here's an example. Nintendo, Zelda, fucking go to bed. I could care shits about their games anymore. But you know what? God of War, I didn't care about. It played it. It went away. Came back. New game. Brilliant all over my face. So much like love in my face. I enjoyed it so much. So I feel like a franchise. Assassin's Creed did the same thing. I was tired of it. Origins came out. They took a break. Origins came out. I loved it. They reworked the game. It was a great game. I think it's just about listening to your audience, especially in the Call of Duty. That's the awful thing about the shooter. Like,
yeah.
they're constantly needing those games, but at the same time, they're constantly tired and boring as fuck.
I think the biggest problem is that a lot of these studios listen to the audience too much instead of going with their own creativity, freedom of creativity, and reinventing the game style or games that they're trying to do. So instead, we get the same game all the time. Like, let Call of Duty go away.
But what
or
if it did?
Just redo the whole engine and just make it a different thing.
But what if Call of Duty went away for a year?
I'd be
People
okay
would
with
shit
that.
their pants.
We would be okay. Well, what would happen there?
I think it should go away till the next generation. I mean, it's like they should just make, and I think that's part of it, is they need to have at least, have an idea of where they want to take the franchise and then stop and give it a rest.
He listens Street Fighter and Assassin's Creed, and I feel like these are the wrong franchises. Street Fighter comes out the main titles come out like every 3 or 4 years. Sure, there are updates, but the main titles come out and that's like
you get 2 per generation, which is like
that's kind of
not a bad place to be.
Assassin's Creed, yes, we were getting them all the time until they said, "Okay, we're gonna back off," and then they released this one, and it was huge. So like, I feel like they've already changed but I feel like franchises like Battlefield, Call of Duty, that shit. Even all the sports titles, man.
Yeah.
Don't you get tired of that shit?
Really, can't they just update the roster and just sell it as DLC and just wait?
No, because then they wouldn't get the $60.
Yeah,
It's true.
yeah, but
I mean, and
I
that's
don't know.
part of the problem with games that do come out so often is they're kind of stale because they only get a year to work on them. And a year is really not much to do anything too major to the gameplay and the graphics and all the rest of it. You can tweak it a little bit here and there, but you can't make a new game on it in a year.
Well, what they need to do is, if they're going to actually start releasing them every other year, like sports games, for example, like the previous year, they need to do like this DNA roster thing where it actually goes in and actually pulls the current roster to the new game, to the older game, and then let them work on the new game and then release it the following year. Like, came out in 2016, wait 2017, and then come out this year for it. Like, add the DNA roster thing for this year and then for previous year and go from there. Like, just do something.
He adds a comment. He says, I feel like the answer is blatantly obvious when said game stops making money, but that just seems like
That never happens.
horribly unsatisfying for me. But I feel like, you know what? Call of Duty Call of Duty Ghosts didn't make the money that the other games made, but then they released another game and that made money. Call of Duty is one of those things that's like, it's a machine that just makes money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the games never seem that different. And yet people like you, Ryan Chase, who I've seen play these games, keep picking them up. So you're gonna list games like Street Fighter or Assassin's Creed, but games like Call of Duty that I've seen you play because you're on my friends list. Why do you buy those games? Why do you pick them up? I don't know. People like to play with their friends. Probably. It's an easy game to play with your friends.
Yeah. And if Rocket League was on that method, we'd have like 5 Rocket Leagues by now.
That's interesting, huh? Rocket League. How many?
But that game's
When did Rocket League come out? Did we? Oh man,
Oh.
I have
Been
no
like
idea.
4 years.
How
or
many
Yeah.
how many Call of Duties that come out in the span of Rocket League?
at
Exactly.
least 5.
Yeah,
It's
a lot.
crazy, right? That's ridiculous. And yet the Rocket League is still steadily making money for a studio its size. But Call of Duty is a huge studio. They have to release a game all
Yeah.
the time to pay all their employees.
It's kind of like Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2. I mean, we'll probably get 3 here pretty soon. And there's just not enough time to make it that much different.
Anyway, I don't really have the answer. I feel like, I think us as gamers know when a franchise is tired and we just stop buying it. But
I've mentioned before that sometimes I think trilogies are a little too much. If it's the same engine or same gameplay, it just gets kind of boring after a while. So it just needs to kind of reinvent itself after a few tries.
Yeah. Same thing happens in movies and novels, though. I mean, it depends on the original creator's vision. Did they have this plotted out, or at least some idea of what they were going to do for 3 games? Or are they just going to... The first one was like, oh, this worked. Let's do it again.
well, that's what's beautiful about God of War. Different, brand new engine, different gameplay mechanic, totally revitalized, changing of what that game is, and you get to play it, and it's like, and it's brought a lot of new gamers in.
And that's why that game that's what's good about taking the rest, though, is they couldn't just take the God of War 3 game, make it a little prettier, and sell it again, because it would...
It's just tiring.
Yeah, it was tired, so it was better for them to make a new game, and it succeeded.
Laziness makes shitty games.
Mm-hmm.
Creativity and innovation, regardless of the franchise, will always make great games. And I think you look at Call of Duty and you look at, Battlefield to a certain extent, they've tried, but Call of Duty really, laziness has really just perpetuated that game because they have such high sales. So, anyway, let's move on. Jared Clark.
Oh,
could that
man,
be?
who's that?
I don't know. Who is that?
Such an odd person.
I'm a lazy.
Whoever that is.
Am I lazy if I don't play a game because I don't want to put the disc into the system? Usually opting to play my digital games. Well, Dave doesn't like digital games, Jared.
Ooh. Yeah, you really need to buy more disc games so I can borrow them.
Yeah. I knew you would probably say that.
Exercise,
but,
Jared. You need to get up and
that-
over.
that's too
That's
much
what my
work.
job is for.
Well, I have the thing, and this is why I beat the games every so often, is they get stuck in the disc drive.
What?
They don't actually physically get stuck. I'm just too lazy to get up and change them.
Oh,
So I
So-
play the game.
You're kind of on the same plane.
Jer-
you play a game you don't really want to because this game is in the system.
No, usually the game I actually do want to play, and I have been known to change them out.
You mean you get up and do it?
Oh man, you have to
Yeah,
touch
it's,
your
it's
system.
like 5 foot from the couch to the TV, and it's
That's
if I make a round trip, I can get a beer on the way as
Hey
well.
Jared,
So it's
I'm
all
gonna
good.
I'm gonna be honest.
like
Once
the
in a
biggest
while,
loop
I'm
I've
like
ever seen.
I'm super just like chill on the couch, and it's like, what should I play? And it's usually like, I don't want to get up. What should I play out of
Yeah,
my
that-
collection?
That's
why-
even worse. Your couch is like lean forward,
Yeah,
press
literally.
button.
That's actually why I bought the copy of Destiny 2 digitally, is because how often I played the first one. I just knew that I would, not, grab the disc all the time, because my system at that point had been ejecting discs from time to time.
Speaking of
First
which,
world problems.
instead of
It
keep
is-
playing
it is,
this
like,
game,
super
he
lazy.
decided to buy digital and give me his non-digital copy of the
Here-
same game.
Here's the thing. Here's an example. I have
Sorry, couldn't help out.
Mass Effect Andromeda disc copy, and I have Ghost Recon Wildlands. I would rather play at this point. I really want to finish Mass Effect, but if I'm sitting on the couch lazy, it's like I'll just play Ghost Recon.
Yeah, it's like 5 feet over there.
Exactly.
You don't
So
want
much
to get up.
work.
Jared, you just have to reach
I-
over to your drawer. It's even shorter than 5 feet.
I'll stick it in your disc drive and save you the
Stick it
war.
in your disk drive and suck it.
Oh.
Anyway, Jared, you're not lazy. You're just an old fart.
I'm sorry, I
Get those
disagree.
days.
Or would that be
Lazy.
a
I
standard gamer
I understand
problem?
his thing though. It's like if you want to get up and do it, you physically have to make the decision to actually play something different. Whereas, digital.
Honestly, I'm at the point where like I like games. Oh, this one's digital. I can play it. This one I don't have to download it. Now I just watch YouTube. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, Netflix is my default. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my
Anyway,
second choice.
and our final question. We're gonna go with Aaron Stell.
Oh,
Hey, who is
hi.
that guy? Wait.
What's your favorite cheat code you ever used in a game that you can remember?
Oh yeah.
So it's been so long since I used the cheat code.
Yeah, what's a cheat code?
Well, it's
Mine is back on my PC with Doom, the original Doom, God mode.
oh man.
Still remember that code, IDDQD.
Oh man, that was a
Yeah.
good one.
And just going up through whole playthroughs, just punching things. That was fun.
Yeah, mine was I was actually gonna go with that one, but then my second choice for that same game was the unlimited ammo thing, where it's like ID KFA, and
Yep.
you get all the ammo for all the guns. And if you didn't have the gun, you got all the guns with that code too. It was kind of awesome.
Yeah, Doom.
Dave,
It's been so long since I used the cheat code.
What?
The nearest thing I can remember is Yosimitsu's move on Tekken 2, and even that I'm not sure of anymore. I know it's like X square, triangle, 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 circle, circle, I think. It was like his 10-hit combo. But that's not really a cheat code. And I don't even remember it, so it doesn't really count.
So I've been like I don't know. I was never. I mean, I did the Doom cheat code, and it was also in. What's the other ID game with the 9-inch nail gun? Quake. It was also there, and that same code was in some other games, so I used it a lot. Up, down, down. Obviously, I used quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think of the funnest, what brought joy to my heart, Ian, as I know as Ian. And I don't remember the code. I didn't search it. I should have looked it up. But in Tony Hawk Skater 3, there's a code where you can be Jenna Jameson.
Huh.
And I'm just going to go with that because big titty porn stars are better than dudes skating. And, I'm not... If I'm going to cheat, I'm going to mod, and mods aren't cheat codes. There are cheat codes in a way, but they alter the game completely. So I'm trying to think of like a cheat code that does the stupid shit that Ian likes. I'm going to go with Jenna Jameson.
Yeah, I think that's why those Doom and Quake cheat codes are ones everyone remembers, because they unlocked all the stuff in the game and you could just have fun.
Exactly.
They even had those in Grand Theft Auto 3, unlimited,
Yeah.
or get whatever the hell you want.
Oh,
just
yeah, I
blow
remember
shit
that
up
one.
and have fun. That's the best kind of cheat code. Just
But
like
then they
make
would-
yourself invincible.
God dang it again! I had to get up.
All
and
right.
do
Well, the
this.
video stream has failed again, but the audio for
Yeah.
our podcast is going.
And Aaron's struggling because the console is about
Come on, Aaron,
5
you can
foot
do it.
away from where he's
Yeah, I
sat.
know, Aaron. It's like
got it, Aaron.
it's like the problem with the discs.
Yeah.
He has to stretch out and reach
Yeah.
the controller.
It's my own
That's so
fault.
much work.
I should have. I didn't even think about like going into changing the settings on my controller to not turn off.
Well, it
Dull.
doesn't make sense that the controller's turning off anyways, because it's streaming audio. It's actually like on the chat thing through the app, right?
You would think so.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's weird that it actually disables it, but I guess it's if no buttons get pushed versus actual
I'll take
input
it from
through
here,
the
Aaron.
microphone.
It's funny. But I feel like Dave's his doesn't go to sleep ever.
Yeah, I think I messed with mine.
I wish there was a cheat code for this.
Oh,
Just press one button, fixes everything,
There
right?
you go.
You sound like my cat. Especially when she's hungry.
Yeah, hungry cat.
That's
but yeah. So cheat codes.
So is
beat
that
you.
all our questions for today?
That is all our questions. So
a
now
lot of questions.
it's time for Aaron's Mobile Minute.
Gotta find my phone.
Oh man, we
I
get
did-
another one.
Oh yeah.
When are we going to get
Oh,
the
yeah.
Fortnite review?
Probably.
When are we going to the
never.
Fortnite review?
Yeah.
When these fuckers play Fortnite.
Probably.
I have it downloaded on my system.
No,
haven't
I mean
downloaded
for
too.
Mobile Minute.
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh.
right. Maybe that should be your next one, Aaron.
I don't think you can.
Fortnite Mobile.
I
I
see what
don't
you're
know.
saying. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I think so.
I see what you're saying with that shit. Where are the fucking questions for mobile? Oh, there they are.
I wrote some answers.
Are we ready?
I think we are.
Yeah, tell me when.
You ready, Aaron?
Yeah.
Go. Name of the game.
Stranger Things.
Who is
game.
the developer?
Bonus XP Inc.
Oh, how did you find out about this game?
I was strolling around just because.
Just because.
Yeah.
What type of game?
It's a Legend of Zelda style game, like old classic ones.
Does it have a story then?
Yes.
Can you tell me about the story?
You're basically you kind of start off as the kids and stuff like that, trying to figure out what's going on with the Demogorgon. It basically follows the series of the show on Netflix.
Oh, is there character creation?
No.
What character you get to play?
You start off with the sheriff and you kind of go through as playing as the kids.
Is it multiplayer?
No.
How does the game look?
It looks very beautiful as a 16-bit top-down style game.
Tell me about the controls. Where are they?
Tap, you move around by tapping the screen.
All right. How long did you play it?
Probably about 30 to 45 minutes.
Did you play it?
Yeah.
Did you beat it? I mean,
No. This game's pretty big, actually.
what did you like about the game?
I liked how they actually made it like an old school looking game, but it's brand new.
Oh my God, he did. He got the 10 questions. He got 12 questions. Aaron, you've been successful. I think this is you're 4 for 2 now.
Yeah.
You've got your shit together.
You got your shit together.
Good job.
I'm gonna ask you the rest of the questions.
Congrats, Aaron.
Alright.
What did you not like about the game?
You know, there wasn't much I didn't like about the game, actually. I really kind of enjoyed what I played.
What would make it better?
I can't.
16-bit graphics.
Actually, it did have 16-bit graphics. It looked
32-bit graphics.
Yeah.
Will you keep playing it?
I need to play more of it to actually make sure I keep going with it. It
Alright.
looked good.
Would you recommend it?
To anybody who likes that Zelda-style gaming, yes. So, Jared, it's up your alley, actually.
Okay, and Stranger Things, I love.
Yeah, you'd like it, actually. It's really
Okay.
fun.
That answers our next question. Which one of us should play it?
Jared.
Does the game have microtransactions?
I couldn't find any, actually. It looks like it's a full free game, actually.
Interesting. Just
Weird.
advertising the show. What's the price? Free.
Free.
And what OS is it on?
And as far as I know, it's Android, and I think I also saw iOS.
Okay, and
on
if
there,
it's
too.
on Android, it's on iOS.
Yeah.
Boom! Aaron's mobile minute. 4 for 2, man. He's
Yay.
ahead. He's not losing. He's got a pretty good season, pretty solid season right now.
This is the rookie year. So it's
Rookie
good.
year.
Good job, buddy.
Rookie year. We're gonna have to increase the questions and lower the time.
Oh, come on.
in
Oh.
second in the
Then it won't
season
be-
in season 2.
30 seconds, 20 questions.
Aaron's mobile minute. In 30 seconds.
In 30 seconds. Oh, that sounds that sounds brilliant actually.
Yeah.
That is terrible.
Couch co-op optionals, guys. We got anything, Jared? You have any co-optional shit you want to give?
I didn't. Well, I've been installing things outside to make my patio cooler. So stay cool.
Stay cool, guys. That's Jared. Aaron, what do you got? You got any co-optional going on?
Well, this one kind of goes with gaming or anything else you want to do this summer. My favorite beer came out from Deschutes Brewery, the Twilight Summer Ale.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh,
I've already gone
good.
through a 6-pack of that.
I'm on my second 6-pack, and I'm like
2 days deep.
Yeah, I know, right? So good. It's a perfect summer beer for these hot ass spring summer days.
Can they get that nationwide?
I think you can. You just gotta pay a little extra.
I don't think Brad can get it in where he's at.
I think as long as you go to like a specialty beer store, you can find it anywhere. I mean, they gotta carry it. Just you charge a little extra per bottle.
Drink Deschutes now.
All right, Dave. Anything?
I gotta say, if you're ever in Sonoma in California, outside San Francisco, you gotta hit up Lagunitas Brewery and Russian River Brewing. Pliny the Elder is a fantastic beer, and
It is.
everything Lagunitas makes is fantastic. So, well worth a trip.
Everything.
Everything?
Just one note: if you are at Lagunitas, you need 2 people. You can get a 4-ounce sample of every beer they have on tap, which is 16 beers. So, in real money, that's like 4 pints, and all the beers like 8 or 9%. So you do need
Awesome.
2 people.
It's very strong.
That sounds fun.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna couch co-optional again.
What?
Cobra Kai, because I'm pretty sure none of you guys watched it,
Nope.
Nope.
and you guys need to watch it.
Do
They
we?
just showed a release trailer of all the hype awesome show, best show, awesome show. Is it too early to ask for a season 2?
It's
And
already been in there
YouTube
now.
has announced a season 2. The show is so good. Seriously, get it. First 2 episodes are free. You can sign up for a YouTube Red account. It costs you nothing, and you get a free month. So you can binge watch the entire thing in a day and then cancel, and yet still watch the entire season. The show is, if you like that Karate Kid, but better and kind of great humor and modernized. It's so good.
May
It
I
is
ask you a
so
question?
good. Yes, go ahead.
So, since you have your trial of YouTube Red, have you watched anything else that they offer?
I have not, because I have no idea what else they offer. I look at it and I'm like, what? They don't really advertise anything other shows.
Okay.
So I
Good
have no
answer.
idea what else to watch.
Yeah, so it's not very well curated
I mean,
once you're in.
This show is actually produced by Sony Pictures. Like,
Okay.
it's like a full-on studio making this show, and yet YouTube's just paying them money to like have it on their station. YouTube has announced some new shows, so I would honestly, I don't know what's going on with that, but man, my heart is behind this. I've watched it. I watched it the whole season twice in one day. That's how good this show is, in my opinion. So seriously, I'm gonna keep co-optioning this until one of you guys fucking watches
So,
it.
do you if
Go.
somebody that's listening to us right now has not seen Karate Kid, which is possible, very, very possible.
Do you need to have seen it?
Should you watch it before you watch Cobra Kai?
I think it's slightly important that you watch the first.
It's the
Karate Kid,
rivalry.
but just the first
But
one.
you don't need to watch like 2
You
or
don't
3.
need any
Oh.
of those other ones. You just need the first one.
Okay.
That's
It's-
the only one you need.
It's been a while, so I might have
Yeah.
to
So
rewatch
and it's
it.
on like Netflix right now or like Amazon for free.
Oh, okay.
It's clearly it's out for free right now, so you can totally find it for free to watch it.
Watch now.
But
Just watch it.
but then and you'll watch it and you'll think, oh, this is kind of a goofy Comfort Behind Rocky story. I think the show is better than the movie, but without the movie, the show can't exist. So it's kind of one of those things. But anyway, come on, people. If you're just watch it. It's so good, and I want one of you to at least watch it, or I'm gonna keep fucking saying this every
Aaron?
time.
Aaron, take one for the team.
The first 2 episodes are free. You just
Aaron
you
watches
just
more
go on,
TV
you just
than-
go on YouTube. They're half-hour episodes.
Yeah.
Half-hour episodes, and it's
Oh, okay.
the
I
best
can do
paced.
that.
Bad.
It's the best fucking paced show on the face. I mean, I've never watched a better
Dude,
paced
I've
show.
got to watch Star Trek.
No, it's better.
Deep Space Nine.
Not even paced that well. Like this show, like paced. Like they never like settle on something and like make, and spend a whole half an hour or whole hour like God of like Game of Thrones where they just sit there and ponder about killing someone for an hour and like then it never happens until episodes later. Nah, Cobra Kai just gets to it. It's like boom, boom, boom. It's like expertly paced. Oh, I cannot tell you anyway. People need to watch it. I'll save my next thoughts for next week until one of you fuckers watches it. Anyway.
Ian likes the show.
A lot.
Sounds
Yeah.
like
And
Can
more
you tell?
people and more people need to watch it. Anyway, Couch Co-optional. Let's get the fuck out of here. I want to thank all of you for listening and remind you that you can leave feedback on Twitter and Facebook at Couch Co-op Shows. Remember, no hyphen, all one word, Couch Co-op Shows. You can be watching us record live over on Twitch at twitch.tv, The Couch Co-op Show. Maybe we should not pregame so early so we could keep our viewers next
we
time.
had a couple people in it. Thank you
Yep.
for all
Thank
the
you, other
listener.
viewer.
Thank you for all the listener questions.
Yes.
That was
That was
great.
a lot of questions.
So,
We'd also-
keep them coming.
We'd also appreciate it if you people, honestly, we really appreciate it if you guys could leave us a review at iTunes or over on Google Play. That would be very helpful. It gets us out. It ranks us higher and gets us out in front of new people who would never get to hear about us otherwise. I want to thank Jared,
Of course.
Aaron,
Absolutely.
and Dave
Yeehaw!
for joining me here on the couch for Couch Co-op. I'm Ian, reminding you to please be excellent to each other. Woo! They're making the 3rd film.
Why
Woo!
stallions?
Excellent.
Why
Peace out,
stallions?
brother.
Couch Co-op.